So last week I made a video on how to make omelets, simple trifold omelet. I didn't really deck them out too much, but wanted to make them again this week, and I had a few people asking me to put more details on how I made them. I guess there's not a lot out there on how to make omelet on the Blackstone Griddle. Now look, this is very basic stuff here. If you already know how to make an omelet on a griddle, you can just pass this video up because it's going to show the very basics. It's pretty simple. It's really easy to do, and it's a good meal. Feeds the whole family. The kids loved it. So I'll be walking you through the steps here. So first step, get your griddle hot so you can clean it. Got to get it hot first, then just clean it with water and spatula like this. Cut you up an onion or whatever kind of vegetables you want. You'll see here I've got an onion, bell peppers, green onions, several different vegetables I'm throwing in here. Whatever you want. It's an omelet. There was a woman on YouTube that said I should leave the sounds of the cooking in the video, because the last one I cut them all out with music in, so that's what we got on this one. I just got a bunch of cooking noise. I like to keep the vegetables separated on the plate before I cook them and on the griddle. Probably my OCD, but it just looks prettier on the griddle. Nice little setup. Plus you can make sure that you cook the vegetables in, in a uniform manner, so it's not too much of one vegetable. One thing I forgot to mention earlier was spinach leaves. Spinach leaves are good in a omelet. If you don't believe me, try it. Just try it one time. You'll believe me after that. Had a few people ask me what kind of oil I used. On an omelet, I just use butter. I take some regular butter from the fridge, margarine, whatever, melt it down in the microwave, suck it up in your Blackstone bottle, and just make sure it's mixed up when you put it on the griddle. That's really it. Just shake it up. So everybody's different, but I like maple bacon with my omelets. It's sweet. It's a sweeter bacon. I cook those up, serve them on the side, and also grab a couple and crunch them up inside the omelet too, along with the ham. So if you want to do it like mine, maple bacon and cubed ham. One thing you'll notice, I keep my griddle on low temperature, low to low medium. I adjust it back and forth. This thing gets hot, and it'll cook the bacon well overdone if you're not careful. So I keep it on low and watch the bacon very closely to make sure it doesn't burn. This is the diced ham I was telling you about. Throw that on with the bacon. It's already cooked, but it adds the flavor when you throw it on with the bacon grease. Okay, now for the eggs. I've got 4 egg omelets. That's what I'm making here. Crush 4 into a bowl, mix it up. Put some salt and pepper in there too. Don't be afraid to use those hibachi skills on keeping this diced ham mixed up, and you don't want one side black while the top is cold. You gotta keep them mixed up on the griddle. So keep those hibachi spatulas moving. Alright, now for the fun part. This is actually arguably the hardest part of making this omelet, is keeping it in a rectangle. But the deal is you can't let it be too thick in the center. So you got to pour it out slowly, and you can't have your griddle too hot or it'll cook too fast in the middle as you're pouring it. So it's got to be a low temperature griddle, and you got to pour it out slowly, and you use the spatula to keep the shape of the omelet. So this is a little tricky. It took me a couple times before I got it right, but once you kind of master that technique, the rest of this stuff is real easy. Okay, you saw where I'm putting the cheese in and the spinach leaves. That's all she wanted on this omelet. Watch how I'm folding it. I'm folding the 2 sides, the top and the bottom in just a little bit, and then I'm going to fold the left and right over. That's a tri-fold omelet. Just looks a little better on a plate, I think, and holds together better. Plus you can sprinkle it with cheese when you're done, and it really looks pretty appetizing. So this is the simple omelet. The next one's going to be the decked out with all the vegetables. Okay, go liberally with the butter mix that we melted down, and get ready for the vegetables, because they can use that for the keep themselves moist so they don't burn on the griddle. Alright, so after the omelet's been on there long enough to make sure that it's cooked in the middle, that's the main thing you want. I've kind of fast forwarded through this video, but I guess about 10 minutes, 5 minutes on each side. Make sure you feel good about that center of the omelet being cooked through, so there's no raw eggs. And go ahead and throw it on a plate, put some cheese on top of it. She didn't want any sour cream. I like a little sour cream on my omelet too, but she didn't want any sour cream. The next ones will have sour cream on them. So remember what I said, pour it slowly, use the spatula to keep the shape, and don't have your griddle too hot. Okay, this is the fun one. We can load this one out. Put the spinach leaves, all your vegetables in, make sure you get the cheese, some salt and pepper on the inside. Just have fun. This is where I wish I had a larger griddle, one of those big 3-burners. And it also shows you why it's a good idea to keep the vegetables separate on the griddle, because as you can see, I've got 2 more I'm cooking after this for my daughters. you can spread each vegetable out individually on your omelet and know how much of each item you're putting on. And that's kind of the idea behind it. So the OCD helps. The tricky part with a smaller griddle like this is making sure that you keep those vegetables flipped and cooked thoroughly all the way around. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit more thorough. It's a longer video, and just kind of shows you every single possible step that you would want to know on how to make an omelet on the Blackstone Griddle. Good luck. Let me know how it goes.